anything of likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting iniquities upon the fathers, up to the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy to thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor.
So that is a commandment, sisters and brothers. If we had just kept the commandments, we'd be in a better situation than we are right now. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, verse 13. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. And let's see what the duty of man is.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole man. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
The book said that's some of the duty of man. Is that he said there's the whole duty of man. The whole duty of man is to fear God and keep his commandments. The whole duty of man. The whole duty. Yes. For this reason, this cause what we brought forth. Just to serve God and keep his commandments. Yeah. So we can be just like him at his coming. Let's go to Revelation 22nd chapter. And let's pick it up at verse 12. Revelation 22 and 12. Go ahead, brother. Revelation 22 and 12.
And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have a right to the tree of life, and may enter in the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
That's right. Those are the laws and reading of the commandments. And if we keep those things, we have salvation coming. But if we don't keep those things, we have a fearful look coming, which is the lake of fire, which is burning with brimstone. Happy Sabbath, sons and daughters of Abraham, Isaac. Amen. It is all on the Lord's Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's just good to see you guys. And I know it's been a long time. Yeah. But I love coming here as always. And I love to see you guys. Yeah. I love you guys. I genuinely love you guys. And that's why I stand before you every Saturday to teach the true uncut word of God. Yeah. So if you're new here, you just joined it here. We always ask you to bring a pen and paper and just a little patience. We're going to search out these scriptures and see what God commanded us to do. Yeah. So the title of this lesson today is The Sins That Caused Israel to Fall. Yeah. The sins that caused Israel the downfall of a nation. And if you don't know, and you just tuning in, we are the children of Israel. Mm-hmm. We are the lost Jews, the one they call the lost Jews. Yes, we are. Come from the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah. Seed of Jacob, seed of Abraham. Yeah. And Isaac. That's right. And we're going to show you today, sisters and brothers, when you look around, just drive through the community, drive through your neighborhood. You know, you're church. And you look in the community, no other nation is going through what we're going through as a people. No other nation being incarcerated. That's right. No other nation being down daily. That's right. No other nation are scared of their children. Yeah, yeah. And the Lord prophesied that all these things was going to happen to us if we did not hearken to his law, statute. So you look around and you ask yourself, Why are we in the condition we are as a people?
Yeah.
Well, like, you know, you say on the good movies, when the movies start, how did we get here? Well, let me show you. You know, they always, how did we get here, though? Let me show you how we got here, sisters and brothers. Let's pick up this book. And let's open up the page of this book and find out why we in the condition we are. That's all you got to do is read this book. This book is our history.
That's right.
It's our history.
Yes, it is.
Nobody else can like this but Israel. But everybody can take part of it.
Yeah.
All nations have the ability to take part of this true word of God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they have to come in through Israel. But it's our job to teach them, but we dropped the ball, we did not teach them, and that's why the whole entire planet is in chaos and is in right now. If we had just taught the word of God, the world would not be in the condition it's in right now.
That's right.
And we're going to show you this.
Yeah.
And we so proud, we so boisterous.
Yeah.
How good we look at the people, how proud we are.
Yeah.
Look at our community. What's proud in our community? Half the house community are boarded up. Mm-hmm. The schools don't have no funding. Don't have no funding.
Yeah.
You leave outside our community, they get all the money in the world. Our streets are the community. It's gonna be the worst community, worst street in the community.
That's right.
King Drive. That street they named after someone who tried to do something for us. But we're gonna show you.
That's right.
This has all been prophesied. We're gonna open this up and show you how we got here. Let's go to Deuteronomy the 30th chapter and verse 15. Deuteronomy 30 and 15. We got a nice little lesson here, sister and brother. So I'm going to do little talking and a lot of reading.
Okay.
Because that's what y'all didn't hear. Y'all didn't come to hear me talk. Y'all come to hear me read.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Taken out of this condition because we still doing these same very things, sisters and brothers.
Yes.
The Lord told us we keep his commandments, he'll be a little sanctuary to us. He'll let up a little bit.
That's right.
But nobody's keeping his commandments. Mm-hmm. So we getting further and further and further down the rabbit hole, like they say. Deuteronomy 30 and 15. Deuteronomy 30 and 15. Go ahead, brother.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil.
Do what?
And that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes, his judgments, that thou mayest live,
That thou may do what?
may live.
So, sisters and brothers, he said he set before you this day life and death. He said, choose life that you and your seed may live.
That's right.
That's why when that certain rapper said that slavery was a choice, slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you that according to the scriptures. The Lord set that before us.
Yeah.
And he told us if we hearken diligently to his laws, statutes, and commandments, we be on the top and not on the bottom.
That's right.
But he said, it shall come to pass.
Yeah.
If you do not hearken diligently to my laws, statutes, and commandments, then I'm going to show you what's going to happen to you as a nation.
Yeah.
So the Lord said, choose life.
That's right.
That you and your seed may live. So we had the choice, did we not?
That's right.
Keep reading.
That thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest.
He said, wherever you go to possess that land, he going to do what? He going to bless you.
Yes.
But if you don't hearken, wherever you go to possess that land, he going to do what? He going to curse you. Oh, no, God don't curse.
Yeah.
He don't curse people. He told you in Amos, can evil come upon the city and not the Lord have not done it?
That's right.
Can a trumpet be blown and I have not sounded it?
Yeah.
We're going to show you this lesson today. The Lord said, if you don't want to keep my laws, statutes, and commandments, I'm going to rejoice over you to do evil to you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be happy to do it to you. And you say the Lord can't do evil. This is the same God that drowned the whole earth, except for 8 souls.
Yeah.
This is the same God that we serve. That caused fire to come down from heaven and burn up Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's right.
And now homosexuality is okay.
Yeah.
This is the same God that we serve, sisters and brothers. The book said, kiss the Son.
Yeah.
Lest he be angry. And you perish with his wrath is kindled just a little bit. He got a little upset and drowned the whole earth. When he come back, he gonna come back real mad.
Yeah.
Finish that up, brother.
Verse 17.
Yes.
But if thine heart turn away, so
If what turn away? See, sisters and brothers, the Lord said that only these people had a heart, that they would truly serve me. If only they had the heart. They mean well, they want to serve God, but they don't got the heart to serve God. Look in our community, we got more churches than we got hospitals.
yeah,
Then why we don't know the true and living God when we got all these churches?
yeah,
The church is the real hospital.
that's right.
That's where the real healing power come from. Those doctors, they are practicing medicine. God is a healer.
Yeah, that's right.
I tell everybody when I go do a hospital visit, God don't need no ventilators and life support. He can heal you if he wants to, just like that.
Yeah,
He don't need doctors, but he uses doctors. I said he gonna heal you according to your faith.
yeah,
I tell people you got a little faith, you're gonna get healed a little bit.
That's right.
If you got all faith, you're gonna be like the woman who was made whole because she had all faith.
that's right.
We got to serve this God better, sister. But finish it up, Ken.
But thy heart will turn away, so that I will not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve
See,
them.
that's where it all started at.
Yeah.
That you got drawn away from the true and living God, and you went and started serving other gods.
Yeah.
Gods of wood and stone.
Yeah.
He said, God's not profit nothing.
That's right.
He even got so upset. He said, "Who would you liken me to, O Israel? Who would you liken me to?
Yeah,
Would you liken me to Baal?
that's right.
Would you liken me to Ra, the sun god?
Yeah,
Baal, the god of Easter? Christmas god?
yeah.
Would you liken me to this God? Go ahead.
All right. Verse 18. I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish.
You might perish.
Surely.
You shall surely perish. Go ahead.
And that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither you passes over Jordan to go.
Now remember, he said you're gonna pass over Jordan. We're gonna see when Israel came out the wilderness, they passed over Jordan.
Yes.
And he told Israel to do a certain thing when they come out the land. He said, when you go into the land of your enemies, don't make leagues with these inhabitants of the land. Don't become friends with these people. Don't go serving a God.
That's right.
And we're going to show you that was the very same thing that got Israel in trouble.
That's right.
Serving all these gods, which we still are serving these same
my
gods today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? That's why the book says Satan deceived the whole world. That's why he got people worshiping on the sun's day, which is Sunday. It's spelled exactly what it is. It's the day of the sun. The sun's day. And we're going to read that today in this book, what they did on Sunday. Proverbs 4:1. Proverbs 4:1. Proverbs 4:1. Let's see why he gave us these commandments, and we're going to understand what not keeping the law does. Proverbs 4:1. Proverbs 4:1, because this wisdom, the book says wisdom is the principal thing.
Yeah.
And our kids have no wisdom. That's why they're in the condition they're in right now. They don't even know who their God is. Mm-hmm. They don't, you know what? He said Israel don't even consider. It ain't that they don't know. They don't even care. They don't even consider who the God is or the creation is. They don't care. Proverbs 4:1. Go ahead, brother.
Hear ye, children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsaking not my law.
He said, I gave you good commandments. Don't turn away from them. Don't forsake them. Skip on down to verse 11.
I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straight. And when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble.
That's right. Go ahead.
Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life.
You know how the Lord likens wisdom to a woman? He always calls it her. Because you got to be very gentle with this wisdom. You got to love this wisdom. You
right.
Be gentle. You can't abuse this knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
You got some people out here that's abusing this wisdom and they casting out of the nation. Say ain't no salvation for this nation, that nation. And they abusing the wisdom that the Lord gave them. And you know what the Lord will do? He'll take it away from you. He'll take that knowledge away from you. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked.
First thing he said is enter not in the paths of the wicked. Go ahead.
Yes. And go not in the way of evil men.
Go ahead.
Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
They gonna cause some to fall. Skip on down to verse 19.
The way of the wicked is darkness. They know not at what they stumble.
They don't even know what they stumble at. Go ahead.
My son, attend to my words, incline thy ear until my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them.
Wisdom is life unto those that find it.
Yes.
Long life.
Yes.
We're going to show you. Go ahead.
And health to all their flesh.
Health, sister and brother. He said he sent forth his word.
Yes.
And his word healed them.
That's right.
And delivered them out of all of their trouble.
Yes.
The word is the healing power. That's the health that you need. Go ahead.
Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
That's right.
Put away.
What verse we at?
Put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips.
Skip on down to verse 27. Skip on down to verse 27.
Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy feet from evil.
Sister, but we got to stay on that straight and narrow. Don't turn to the right. Don't turn to the left.
That's
he
right.
said the path to salvation was straight and narrow.
Yeah.
And he said few going to travel therein. But the path to destruction is far and broad, and few going to travel therein. So if you're on that straight and narrow path, you find yourself doing things the rest of the world ain't doing, you're on that right path.
Yeah.
People get upset with me and tell me, you keep the Sabbath day. You keep the feast days. I rejoice in my heart because I know I'm doing the right thing. And you keeping everything that everybody else is keeping, then you got to do
right.
You got to do a look in the mirror and say, what path am I on? Proverbs the 3rd chapter. Proverbs 3 and 1. One chapter over, Proverbs 3 and 1. So let's show you why the Lord gave us these commandments. Because people think that the commandments just was given because God wanted to do some cool things, sisters and brothers. God gave you the commandments to set order. To set order in the earth. Proverbs 3 and 1. Proverbs 3 and 1. Let's see why he gave you these commandments. Proverbs 3 and 1. Go ahead, brother.
My son, forget not my law.
The first thing he said is, don't forget my law. Go ahead.
But let thine heart keep my commandments.
Sisters and brothers, you're supposed to be keeping these commandments with all your heart.
Yes, sir.
When you break the least of the commandments, it's like breaking your heart.
That's right.
You know, when I sin on accident, sisters and brothers, I be thinking that the Lord ain't going to wake me up the next day.
Yeah.
I be like, Lord, I thank you anyway, but I know you ain't going to wake me up tomorrow. But sisters and brothers, I be heartbroken.
Yeah.
I literally be heartbroken if I transgress against the Lord.
Yeah.
You should be too, because you're supposed to keep these commandments with all your heart.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
For length of days and
Commandments
long
of
life
length of days. Go ahead.
and peace shall they add to thee.
The commandments of a length of days, long life,
Yes.
and peace
Yes.
shall they add to thee. Do you see that in the streets?
No.
Do you see our kids living long days?
No.
Length of days? Do you see any peace out there?
No.
That's because there is no keeping of the commandments. But the Lord told you it'd be peace if you keep the commandments.
He did.
Go ahead, brother.
Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man.
Sisters and brothers, when you keep the commandments, other nations see you keep the commandments and they say, this is a wise people. Do they say that about us now? Who comes around your kids and say, surely that little young boy with his pants sagging all the way down to the back of his knees is wise. Let me go seek some knowledge from this young fella walking down the street with his pants sagging down to his ankles.
Yeah.
Let me go get some knowledge from this young man when they walking around in 90-degree weather with hoodies on. I had never seen a generation like this. It's 90 degrees outside and you got a hoodie on. That surely shows me that you're a foolish young man. Go ahead, brother. What's wrong with these kids? I got one of them in my house too. Don't feel bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't just cracking on your kids, I'm cracking on my sons too. Skip on down, Brother Ken, to verse 13. Proverbs 4 and 13. Go ahead.
Proverbs what?
4 and 13.
Okay.
But Ken be leaving without me. He be going next scripture.
Yeah, I was gone. Okay.
4 and 13, brother.
For they eat the bread.
No, Proverbs 4 and 13. Proverbs 4 and 13. Where you at, brother? 4
and 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go.
Where you at?
Keep her.
Yeah, keep reading. Go ahead.
For she is life.
Keep reading.
Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done.
No, I'm sorry, Ken. 3 and 13. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
And their sleep.
3 and 13, Ken. 3 and 13. 3 and 13.
Okay.
That was my fault, sister, brother. I'm like, why is this looking strange? I'm on the wrong page. 3 and 13. 3 and 13, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding.
That's right.
For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold.
That's right.
She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared to her. Let the days is in her right hand,
Let the days is in her right hand. Go ahead.
and in her left hand riches and honor.
So if you keep these commandments, let the days is in her right hand. Go ahead.
Right.
And riches and honor in her left. That's why Solomon, when he asked the Lord came to Solomon in a vision and said, I give to you anything you pray for. And he didn't ask for money or gold. He asked for wisdom and discretion how to deal with the Lord's people. And the Lord blessed him with riches. But he asked for wisdom. See, if you become wise, you can learn how to get money, sisters and brothers. A foolish man blow all his money. He probably had it. He just blew it all.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her.
It seems like this is all talking about Jesus. Because Jesus is the tree of life.
That's right.
So it seems like Jesus is the wisdom that this is talking about. The book calls him the tree of life.
Yeah.
All wisdom comes from him. You got to take hold of Jesus.
That's right.
You got to take hold of this word of God. And you're going to find out how to get everlasting life, sisters and brothers. We finish that up? Let's go to Proverbs 9 and 9. Proverbs 9 and 9. Then we're going to get into the real lesson. I'm just building you guys up on the Lord telling us to seek after this wisdom. Keep the commandments. Then we're going to see what did Israel choose to do.
Yeah.
All this is a warning, before warning. 9 and 9. Proverbs 9 and 9. Brother, go ahead.
Give instructions to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
See, the thing that Israel didn't have, they didn't have the fear of the Lord. I have never crossed somebody I was scared of. That Brother Boogie say all the time. Somebody I'm not scared of, oh, forget them. But when you really fear the Lord, you're not going to cross him. Why? All this is talking about the fear of the Lord. Proverbs 10, keep reading, Brother Ken. Keep reading to verse 10.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
What's the beginning of wisdom? The fear of the Lord, right?
Of the Lord.
That's why I told you all that wisdom seemed like it pointed to Jesus. He is that wisdom. His word, the Father's word.
That's right.
Because he came preaching the Father's word.
That's right.
The beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, sisters and brothers.
That's
and
right.
we're going to show you that's where Israel dropped the ball.
Yeah.
They did not fear the Lord.
Did not.
They feared the people around them.
Yeah.
They always feared the people that the Lord put over them.
Right.
And they didn't fear the Lord. Same thing that happened to Saul.
That's right.
The Lord told Saul, because you feared the people. You didn't fear me. Therefore he took him down as king. We always feared the people and never feared the Lord.
That's true.
And we're going to show you that's the downfall of Israel. Exodus 20 and 1. Let's see if people really understand that we were married to the Lord. We was the Lord's wife. Israel was his wife. and his son is firstborn.
Yeah.
So just like a good husband, he gonna introduce himself to his wife. Let's go see the introduction to the Lord. The Lord introduced himself to his wife.
Yeah.
Exodus 20:1. We read this earlier, but this is part of the lesson. This lesson is about 5 years old, so I got to teach it.
Yeah.
It's before we used to read the commandments every Sabbath day, so we're gonna read.
That's right.
Let's see that the Lord introduced himself to his wife.
right.
Because that's what a good husband does. When he first meet his girlfriend, he said, "Hey, baby, you know, it's me. It's me." Let's see what the Lord say. Exodus 20:1.
And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Hey, it's me. Go ahead.
out of the house of bondage.
I brought you out the project. It's me. It's your husband.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Hey, when I come to my house,
No other
I don't want no other man in my house. This is your husband talking.
Yeah.
Don't have nobody else
That's
before
right.
me. Go ahead.
That's right. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above or that is in the earth beneath.
How would a man feel if you come home and it's a picture of another man on his wall at his house? That's what's going on in the church.
Yeah.
They got this Jesus, blonde hair, blue eyes. They got a Ishmaelite Jesus, Ethiopian Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
They got a Jesus of every color.
Yes, they do.
Every nation.
Yeah.
Every religion.
That's right. That's right.
And they got it all on the walls of his house. And they got other
Yeah.
guys. They
Yeah.
got little baby angels.
Yeah.
They're with wings.
Yeah.
All these things in his house.
Yes, sir.
How would you feel if you was a husband, you come home and your house looked just totally different than what the way you set it up?
Yeah.
You'd be jealous, right? Go ahead.
Or that is in the water under the earth.
They got a fish on the back of their car talking about what would Jesus do? Jesus wouldn't have no fish on the back of his chariot, which is the god Dagon, the guy that got the fish hat. These are all different gods that they serving. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Oh, wait, when you put that Christmas tree up and you get them gifts, you bowing down to that tree. Somebody tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like grandma used to say, tell the truth and shame the devil. But that's the truth, sister. But when you bow down to that tree, you get those gifts, you bowing down to that tree.
That's right.
Go ahead and read.
That's right. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Ooh, I know I'm a jealous husband, so I know the Lord God is a jealous God.
Yes, he is.
Every man in here is a jealous husband.
Yes, he is.
My wife be on the phone, I be trying to eavesdrop. Who's she talking to? Turn the radio down in the car. So I know the Lord is jealous.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate.
He said he gonna visit that iniquity on our children. That's why our children are dying daily.
Yeah.
Because of sin.
That's right.
Because we didn't serve God. Go ahead.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
I want that mercy, sister, brother. I don't know about you. I want that mercy, so I'm gonna keep the Lord's commandments. Go ahead, brother. Thousands of them. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
You know what? Taking the Lord that name of the Lord thy God in vain is more than saying God this, God that. It's saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna slap Christmas on the name of. I'm gonna slap Jesus on the name of Christmas. He ain't the God of Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap. Nah, I'm just gonna celebrate Easter in the name of Jesus. He ain't the God of Easter. Eschatara is the God of Easter.
Yeah.
Look it up. Write it down. Search out these gods. Christmas was around before the birth of Jesus even came on the scene. Sisters and brothers, they were celebrating Christmas.
Yep.
It came after Semiramis and Tammuz. After Nimrod, ancient Babylon. Tammuz, that statue of Jesus and Mary, that's not Jesus and Mary.
Yeah.
That's Semiramis and Tammuz.
Yeah.
That statue was around before Jesus even came.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day.
What day did he tell you to remember? He said the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath day. Then why are you worshiping Sunday? On Sunday. He telling you, this is him. He introduced himself to his wife. My day is on Saturday, on the seventh day of the week.
That's right.
Any other day, that ain't my day.
Yeah.
I created those days, but the Sabbath day is the only day day in the creation I named.
Yes.
The other one was the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, even the morning was the fifth day, the sixth day.
Yeah.
When he came to the Sabbath day, he named it. He sanctified it and set it apart out of all the days of the week for a purpose, because that's the day of salvation.
Yes.
The day of the seventh day, the day the Lord will come back and return and recover his people.
Yes.
That's why he named this day.
Right.
Go ahead. We got to get out of here. Read, Brother Ken. We're going to be here all day and night.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all that work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within
thy gate. Not even your grass people don't even supposed to be cutting your grass on the Sabbath day. That's right. Because they laborers. He said he didn't want nobody working on the Sabbath day. If you hire somebody to work and they cut your grass on the Sabbath day, you got to tell them to stop because you forcing them to work. And the Lord going to hold you accountable.
Yes, he is.
My grass man showed up one day. I came out. Oh, no. You got to stop. Lord ain't about to kill me because of you.
That's right.
That's right. He said, the trained and the sojourner with you. He said, even your ox and your ass can't plow on the Sabbath day. Go ahead and read, brother.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
Are you greater than God? No. The book said he rested on the Sabbath day. What makes you think you don't supposed to rest? If he rested on the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
Exodus 32nd chapter, verse 1. So the Lord called Moses up to the Mount Horeb to give him the commandments. And let's see what Israel was doing when he was up there getting these same commandments we just read. Let's see what Israel was doing. The Lord up there trying to make this people a nation, because they were just a people before the commandments. They were just people. They wasn't a nation. The definition of a nation is a group of people that's governed by one law.
Yeah.
And the law that was governed by was the commandments. Before the commandments, they just was a people.
Yeah.
Exodus 32:1, that's why I tell anybody that take hold of the commandments is Israel. Whether you be Greek, Jew, Gentile, whatever you be, if you take hold of that commandment, you become Israel.
That's right.
Spiritual Israel.
I
tell everybody, we all have to become spiritual Israel.
Right. That's true.
All of us have to become spiritual Israel. Just because you were born physically Israel, you still got to become spiritually Israel. Yeah. It's all in the mind. You can be a flesh Israelite and be a spiritual Gentile.
That's right.
Because you serving after their gods. Yeah. You could be a flesh and blood Gentile but be a spiritual Israelite because you keeping the commandments of the God of Israel.
That's right.
Exodus 32:1. Let's see what Israel was doing. 32:1. We're going to do some skipping here, sisters and brothers. Go ahead.
And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him.
Wait, now, I want you to pay something in mind. Aaron is the high priest. He ain't just no regular cat off the street.
Yes, he is.
He is the high priest that the Lord set up as a high priest. He told Moses, he said, you're going to be like a god unto Pharaoh, and Aaron should be your prophet. So this is how much esteem he held Aaron. Now, the priest calls the people to Aaron.
Yeah.
See, the book always told us, it's always been your leaders.
That's right.
It's always been your priests and your prophets.
That's right.
Your pastors. The biggest threat in the community is the preacher.
That's right. That's right.
Because he's fleecing the congregation.
Yes.
Like the folks say, he's pimping the people.
Yes.
He is the biggest pimp in the community, the preacher. He getting paid all this money, but he ain't saying what thus said the Lord. And this is the biggest threat in the community.
Yes.
32:2, brother. I'm keep reading on 1. Go ahead.
And said to him, Up, make us gods which shall go before us. For as this Moses, the man that
go ahead.
The man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we know what is become of him.
Now I do remember Aaron being Moses' brother. I do remember he was Moses' brother, right?
Yeah.
He said, hey man, my brother went up there to get the commandments. Chill out.
Yeah.
Let's see what he did.
And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earring.
Aaron said, let's do it. Let's do it. Break off the golden earring. Now, mind you, we talk about reparation. When the Lord freed us from Egypt, he told every they built this golden
That's
calf
right.
from, the
That's
Lord
right.
gave it to them by the hand of the Egyptians.
That's right.
Why you think we can't get no reparation? You see what you did when you got the reparation the Lord gave you? You went and created another God.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read, brother.
That's right. The golden earrings which are in your ears.
Israel didn't have no gold when they was in Egypt. They got this gold from the Egyptians. They was slaves in Egypt.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen no slaves have no gold.
Yeah.
They got it from the Egyptians. They were so happy to get rid of these people. They was giving them everything. You want the cherry? You want my Bentley coupe? Just get out of here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
In the ears of your wives and of your sons and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fastened it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Now they just witnessed the power of the God of Israel, how he split the Red Sea, how they came over dry shod. How you had darkness on one side of the city and lightness on one side of the city. How he rained frogs and lice and pestilence on the Egyptians. And none of these things affected Israel. And then they say, these. Now this is how stupid we are as a people. We just made this God. We just sculpted this God. But we do this all the time. They carry around this little statue called Buddha. And they set them up in their living room and they be just talking to this statue. You need to go see a shrink. You sit up here talking to this statue you just brought in the house. Oh, be a Buddha. Please give me power and strength and long health. Well, let me move you to the other room now. Hold on. Let me move you to the other room. You got to walk this God around. Your God don't even got no legs. This is sad. Go ahead and read, brother.
Verse 5. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play.
Boy, we good at playing. Skip on down. And so the Lord was going to kill Israel. Right there in the wilderness. He's going to kill them all. But Moses, being an intercessor, pleaded for the people. The Lord, Moses said, hey, kill me. Blot my name out the book. And the Lord said, whosoever should commit sin, that's whose name I should blot out of the book of life. Every man got to stand their own lot, sisters and brothers. Skip on down to verse 14.
And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto him.
Boy, you say the Lord ain't going to kill them. Well, the Lord is the biggest killer in the creation. You better stop playing with this God.
Yes, indeed.
Do you know your breath is in his hand?
Yes, indeed.
They think he's some powder puff. Some little guy you can slap around and just he's gonna be for. They always use that word. He's forever merciful. He is, but your mercy can run out. Go ahead.
And Moses turned and went down from the mount. And the two tables of testimony were in his hand. The tables were written on both their sides. One on the one side and on the other were they written. And
so he got so mad that he threw the commandments and broke them. And the Lord brought him back into the mountain again and gave him the same exact commandments. But we ain't here for that. Skip on down to 21. And let's see what Moses told Aaron. Go ahead. Skip on down to verse 21.
And Moses said unto Aaron, What did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon us?
What did these people do to you? That you allowed to do this and you brought sin on the whole children of Israel. What did they do?
That's right.
So sisters and brothers, when you keep on reading down, Moses drew a line in the city. He said, all those that's on the lower side, get on this side. And all those who not on the lower side, he had the Levites.
That's right.
Take swords and kill them all. All because they was worshiping pagan gods. We don't got time to read it all. I wanted to read it all, but we got to get out of here. But sisters and brothers, that was the first thing that got Israel in trouble. The Lord has given them the commandments. And they down there partying, building the golden calf. And then they attributed everything the Lord did to this golden calf. These be the guys that brought you out. See, that's the problem. We go to church and we be partying. Ain't no word going on in church at all these days. The band get more play than the preacher. They go just to have a good time. But they learn nothing at all. They don't even learn how to get salvation.
Yeah.
People be running on the back of chairs. I don't know what kind of spirit that is, but I don't want that spirit. They got me threatening my life to run on the back of a chair. Passing out and falling out, foaming at the mouth and gyrating. Then I come out dumber than I went into the church. Seriously. You can go to the church and become dumber. You go to church and the man going to teach you that the commandments are done away with, that you are not under the law, you are under grace.
Yeah.
You should ask that preacher, what do I need grace for if there is no law? What do I need grace for if there is no law? The Lord instituted grace, which is the blood of Jesus, because the law was broke. Don't let nobody take your crown, sisters and brothers. You go to church and this man tell you can do anything and the Lord going to give you salvation. That is the weakest boss I ever seen if you did do something like that. That's like you working, you don't do no work at all and you get paid on Friday. God is not like that, sisters and brothers. God is not like that. Only man, he said, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Yeah. My thoughts are higher. God is going, he said he's going to pay every man according to his work.
Yeah.
Quit making God to some weak being. He don't owe you nothing.
Yeah.
You're going to work for this salvation. Deuteronomy 4:1. Deuteronomy 4:1. Biggest misconception is people think that everybody going to be saved. Everybody going to be in the kingdom of God. I go to these funerals and everybody is, nobody goes to the lake of fire at a funeral. Everybody, and every funeral I've ever been to, everybody has always gone to heaven. No matter what they done. This man that robbed the bank and got shot, robbing the bank, got killed, gunned down, robbing the bank, and his mama up there saying he's in heaven. The preacher said he's in heaven right now, looking down, smiling. That man just robbed the bank.
Yeah.
And got killed by the police. I tell people, if that's the type of heaven, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, right.
You got killers in heaven.
Okay.
The Lord is not like that, sister and brother.
That's right.
Don't mistake the Lord's mercy for stupidity. He's not, he's sister and brother. We stupid. He's not. Deuteronomy 4:1.
Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that you may live, and go in and possess the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, giveth you.
Do what?
You shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught.
So if it's not between the pages of this book, you added to it, right? If it's not between Genesis and Revelation, you added that. Preacher talking about, the Lord just gave me a vision. I say, where's that? Book and verse.
In the book.
Because he said he would do nothing but reveal all his secrets to his prophets and his servants. It should be between the pages of this book. How the Lord just spoke. You know, anytime the Lord speaks to them, it's always about them asking you for some money. He just told me to let the church buy you a car.
Yeah.
He said that? Well, I just got here on the bus. Now you want me to buy you a car? Go ahead and read.
I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baalpor.
Now that was over in Egypt. He said, you seen what I did to the Egyptians. And all those that serve those pagan gods, go ahead.
For all the men that followed Baalpor, the Lord thy God hath destroyed them from among you.
Go ahead.
But ye did that cleave unto the Lord your God, are alive, every one of you, this day.
So that means somebody in our family kept the Lord's commandments and cleaved to him, because we here today. Because all those, you wouldn't be here if your ancestors' did not obey the Lord. They would have been destroyed.
That's right.
So somebody in your family kept the commandments. Thank God.
Go
ahead.
Thank God. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
No, fringes is your wisdom. This is going to identify to you who the servant of God is. No, he said keeping these commandments, this is your wisdom. This identifies who you are.
That's right.
Not no fringes.
That's right.
Go ahead.
In the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
I laugh at this because I don't hear nobody saying this about us at all. Back in the day of Nebuchadnezzar, they went and seek for Daniel to see the vision he had of the Lord.
Yeah.
They sought for Israel to interpret these dreams. Anybody looking for you? Huh? Anybody call you up and say, let me hear what the word of the Lord today is? Anybody in your job looking for you to see any wisdom you got to bestow on them? How about our kids when they doing drive-bys in the street? Anybody say, let me just stop and ask this young man with this AK, what does the Lord require? They ain't looking for you for no wisdom. Go here, Brother Ken. We're going to show you what that is. Keep reading, brother.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great?
This is the killer right here. What nation? Name a nation on the face of this earth that was so great that they had God near them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Which has God so nigh unto them, as the Lord.
Wasn't the Lord a pillar of fire and a cloud? And followed Israel all the days that they journeyed? Did he not follow Israel all the days that they journeyed?
Yes, he did.
What other nation can say that? What other nation did he part the Red Sea for?
Yeah.
What other nation did he say, give me my firstborn, or I'm going to kill your firstborn?
Yeah.
He said, Israel's my firstborn.
That's right.
He said, if you don't let my firstborn go, I'm going to kill your firstborn.
Yeah.
And he did, and he stood on it. What other nation could say that? None. Yeah. Go ahead.
As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for. And what nation is so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous?
Who did he give the commandments to? Who did he give the cleanliness law to? Who did he give the feast days to? Who did he give the dietary law to? Did he give it to any other nation, or did the other nations have to be taught by Israel?
Yeah.
So he gave all these laws and statutes to Israel. And Israel was supposed to distribute them throughout all the other nations.
Exactly.
What other nation could say this? None. Go ahead, brother.
As all this law which I set before you this day, only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thine heart all the days of thy life.
So he said, even the day that I spoke to you on Mount Horeb, when I spoke to you out of a cloud, and you didn't even see my face.
Yeah.
Skip on down to verse 12.
And the Lord spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. You heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude, only ye heard a voice.
So where did they get this picture of Jesus on the wall at? If even Moses didn't see his face, he told Moses, he picked up Moses. He picked up Moses. Yeah. You be limiting God.
Yeah.
God said he picked up Moses and he placed him in the cleft of the rock.
Yeah.
Then he passed by Moses and covered him with his hand. You know how big your hand got to be to cover somebody's whole face, and they only can see your backside?
That's right.
Man.
Yes.
He said, you didn't even see my face, so where did he get this picture of Jesus at? Go ahead. So who's this Jesus they worshiping on this wall? Michelangelo? Huh? Go ahead.
Verse 13. And he declared unto you his covenant.
No, you finished, you skipped all the way down to 13, brother. That's where we at?
22.
Yeah, let's go to 22.
Okay. Verse 22. But I must die in this land.
You in verse 4? Deuteronomy 4? You in Deuteronomy 4?
Yeah, it's 4.
Oh, Brother Ken is skipping on me, y'all.
No.
Yes, we are. We left off, Brother Ken, at verse 15.
Okay. Verse
Ken already on verse 22.
Okay.
It's okay, bro.
Okay.
You just give me your glass and I'm going to clean them for you.
19.
15,
Thank
brother.
you.
15.
Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the
He
fire.
said, you didn't see no shape. Go ahead, lest you do what? Go ahead. Lest you corrupt
Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make ye a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth.
And now they liken God to a cow, to a bird. Go ahead.
The likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air.
A fish. Go ahead.
The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground. The likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth.
Why did God break this down like this? Because he knew Israel was going to serve every God there is. Go ahead. He knew that we serve any God. I tell Israel, if we could get into the KKK, we would. We just would.
Yeah.
We join anything, even with people that don't want to even have no dealings with us. Now we in the Masonic order. That was never for Israel. Now you a Mason.
Yeah.
Eastern Stars. That was never for Israel. When you look up all those things, sister brothers, all those got pagan roots to them. Look up the origin of the Masonic order. All that goes back to the deity of the Roman Catholic Church. All of it does. Fraternal orders. All those go back to the Roman Catholic Church. They never even wanted us in those organizations.
Yeah.
But we found our way in them. Go ahead, brothers.
Verse 19. And
sister, brother, I don't intend to offend anybody. I just preach the gospel. And everything that I speak to you about, you can look it up. You can pull out your phone right now and Google it.
Yeah.
It's Googleable.
Yeah.
It's not like Brother Will is saying anything strange. Everything I say, you can pull out your phone right now and Google the origin of Masonic, the origin of Eastern Star, the origin of Christmas, the origin of Easter. And the Lord will never hide it from you. It always comes up with the truth. When you Google Christmas, it tells you Christmas is pagan. The first thing it says, pagan, a pagan holiday.
Yeah.
Nothing. It tells you nothing to do with Jesus.
Yeah.
That's why if you just hide something from Israel, put it in the book.
Yeah.
Just hide it in the book. Just hide it. On plain sight though. Put the book on the table and just close the book. And Israel would never open it up.
Yeah.
He said, who is blind but my servant? Who is dumb but my chosen? Who is blind to Israel?
Yeah.
We fight to get into these organizations that don't want us. We march and protest to get into an organization that don't want you in it. And you turn your back on your God to be out there protesting to be a Protestant, a Catholic, a Episcopalian.
Yeah.
Let me fight. Let me knock down a wall to go serve these pagan gods. Go ahead, bro. That's why the Lord is so upset. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Let's see what else we fought to get in. Go ahead. That was not ours. Go ahead. Verse 19.
And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven.
Now I'm going to fight to be in Islam. Islam started with Ishmael. Ishmael descendants. Now I'm going to fight to be in it. Then they came in. They said, let's give the black people something. Let's call it the Nation of Islam. And Farah Muhammad started it. Which was a Gentile.
Yeah.
And called it the Nation of Islam and started in Detroit. And we fought to get in that because they worshiped the sun and moon. They worship a God called El-Alat.
Yeah.
E-L-A-L-L-A-H-T. That's why when they go in there and go bomb buildings, they scream El-Alat. Because that's the God that they worship. It's a female God at that.
Yeah.
It's the God of the moon. The reason she's a crescent moon and not a full moon because she got taken out of the midst of her rulership. And the reason she's a 5-star because those are 5 nations that she conquered. Look it up, sisters and brothers. Brother Will never mislead you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read, brother. But we fought to get into that.
Should it be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God has divided unto all nations under the whole
Genesis tells us that he gave us the stars and the moon for seasons, for days, and for times. That's why he gave us the moon, the sun, and the stars, to give us the dividing of times and the seasons. You know the season's going to change with the new moon. It's going to be the beginning of the month. in the beginning of the year with the new moon. That's why he gave us those, not to be worshipped.
Yeah.
Now you're up there, you're talking about you're an astrologer. You're a Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius. And I can't date you because you're not a Libra too.
Yeah.
Because they say that my birth sign is such and such, and we only compatible. That sounds like foolishness. Go ahead, brother. We got to get out of here.
Verse 20. But the Lord has taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace.
Ain't that we told you in Exodus 20th chapter, I brought you out of the house of bondage. I brought you out of captivity. Go ahead.
Even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day.
We're supposed to be the people of inheritance. Skip on down to verse 25. Let's see what he say.
When thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourself and make a graven image or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of God and the Lord thy God, to provoke him to anger.
What would he say I would do?
I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that you soon should utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed.
What are you going to do to you? Verse 27.
And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you.
He said he's going to scatter you. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter, because he gave us the choices. Deuteronomy 28 chapter, pick it at verse 1. They say slavery is not a choice. Let's go see right here and see if we chose to be enslaved. Oh, Brother Will, that's harsh to say that we chose to be enslaved. Okay, I'm going to let you weigh in on this. Then you come back and tell me what do we choose. You can get mad at me, but you can't get mad with the Lord. I don't advise you to. I mean, you can do what you want to, but I don't advise you to get mad at the Lord. Because everything that happened to us, we did as ourselves. We did this. Deuteronomy 28 chapter, verse 1. Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice.
If thou shalt hearken diligently, go ahead. So that's
Unto
a
the
choice,
voice,
right?
of the Lord thy God.
If means that's a choice, correct? He didn't say I'm going to make you hearken diligently.
Yeah.
He said if. Go ahead.
To observe and to do his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all of the earth.
Go ahead.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee.
You know what overtake means? It means these blessings going to come on you so hard you can't even stop them.
That's right.
You're going to be taken down with blessings.
Yeah.
That's what overtake means. It's like, man, everywhere I'm going, I'm being blessed. I can't even stop the blessings.
Yeah.
It's like I look at my bank account. Yesterday it was $10. Now it's 100,000 bands.
Yeah.
And I ain't had to do nothing for it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happened. Go ahead.
If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, blessed shall thy be in the city.
In the city,
blessed
go ahead.
shall thy be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body.
That's your children.
And
Go
the
ahead.
fruit of the ground.
That's your crops and
the
livestock.
fruit of cattle.
That's right.
The increase of thine kind.
Go ahead.
And the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Ooh, you ain't even got to use no EBT. You just going to be blessed. Y'all laughing, but I'm serious. You can shop on the 3rd of the month, not the 1st.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face, and they shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall
so he said they're going to come against you, they're going to flee. Skip on down to verse 9.
Verse 9. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord.
Do you know that the name of the Lord is Israel? Do you know that's his name? He gave you his name. His name was Israel. He blessed Jacob with his name.
Yeah.
He said they should see that you're a representative of me and you call by my name.
Yeah.
And they should bless you even more. Go ahead.
That's right. and they shall be afraid of thee.
Ooh, they should be scared.
And the Lord
Who's
shall-
scared of you?
Nobody.
When was the last time you walked the streets? Only person that's scared of you is somebody that look like you when you got a gun in your hand. The Gentiles not scared of you. Oh, well, they are. When trouble, y'all jump out of a Chevy with hoodies on in 90-degree weather, then they be really scared. But I'm scared too, because when I see a group of young boys walk the streets, I cross the street. Then I be like, man, that's my son. I gotta go back across the street. Go ahead and read, brother. But it's all fun and games to your own child.
Verse 11. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee.
So he said you're going to be plenty. Skip on down to verse 15. Let's see the other option he gave you. 15. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Ooh, Lord, no, I didn't have some cursing in the store, but that basket. Me and that basket that has some issues. When I go in that store and I put 4 items in, it comes to $100. Then you log into your Chase bank account, you only got $150. Then you got to start putting one of those 4 items back.
Yeah.
Because you still got to get gas to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Me and that basket, we done had some issues in that store. But the Lord said this is going to happen if you to keep his commandments.
Yeah.
You kids, you don't know how hard it is. I never knew how hard it was to be a parent. Well, you got to choose if you're going to eat tonight or your kids going to eat. You know, mom, especially single moms, they really struggling. You better give them some credit. Because the choices that kids, man, I thought when I was coming up, my parents just had it. I thought they was rich.
Yeah.
I thought they was balling out of control. But then I look at my kids, and my kids think I'm rich. And I be like, Daddy is hiding the car from the repo man. Ho, that's how ho we living over here. You better not open the garage door, ho. But the kids think that you got all this under control, but as adults, we be struggling.
Yeah.
We be juggling what we gonna pay this week. But this is the cursing that the Lord put on us, sisters and brothers.
Yes, he did.
Let's keep reading.
Verse 18, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land.
Ain't nobody kids is getting gunned down like our kids. That's the fruit of your body. You be scared to send your kids to school. To school! Mom used to walk you to the store. Mom used to give you a letter to go to the store to go shopping. And she knew you was going to come back home. Now mom don't even let you go to the store by yourself. That's how scary times we in, sisters and brothers. You send your son to the store by himself, you might come home with a dress on and be a girl. I'm just being, sisters and brothers, this is the generation we live in. This is a generation we live in. The Lord said this people are so wicked. Right. He said in this generation, he said this Sodom and Gomorrah shall judge this generation.
Yeah.
And you know how evil Sodom and Gomorrah was. He said they're going to judge this generation. That's how wicked we are. Go ahead.
That's right. The increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall send upon thee curses, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do.
Sisters and brothers, the Lord has hit us with blindness and madness, failures of heart. We be talking to ourselves in the street, groping in noonday. Cursing at the sky, nobody even out there. We be just screaming. And I drove on the way to church. Some lady was pointing and screaming, and there was nobody there. I just shook my head because those are things the Lord said He hit us with. High blood pressure, diabetes, cancer. None of these pestilence cleave to nobody else like it cleave to us. You're more likely to die from heart failure and diabetes than anybody on this earth. Go ahead, brother.
For to do until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quick.
Brother Ken, when I walk into those dialysis centers, I see more of us in the dialysis center than any other nation. We have more kidney failure than any other nation. Where do you think these came from? This came from your God. Go ahead.
Because of the wickedness of thy doings.
Because of what?
The wickedness of thy doings.
And we're going to show you what all wickedness Israel did. Go ahead.
Whereby ye have forsaken me.
Woo! This is what caused Israel to fall. You forsake your God.
That's
and he
right.
said, because you would not serve your God with gladness and a whole heart. Now I'm going to make you serve these other gods. Gods of wood and stone. He said, gods which you and your fathers never knew these gods. But I'm going to send you to these lands and make you going to serve these gods.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 21, the Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee.
You know what that means? This disease is going to be on you. It's going to be on you like white on rice. Go ahead.
Until he has consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to
He said
possess.
till he kill all of you. Consume you off the land. Go ahead.
The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption and with a fever and with an inflammation.
Boy, he gonna hit you with all these STDs and viruses and things.
Yes.
Fever and burning and itching.
Yeah.
Herpes, simplex 2 and 3.
Yeah.
All these things, sister and brothers, the Lord said he gonna hit you with. Go ahead.
And with extreme burning.
Woo.
And with the sword and with blasting and with mildew.
With mildew, we was in slavery, we had mold growing on us. Seriously, look it up. We slept outside in the rain, we had mold growing on us.
Yeah.
And mildew.
Yeah.
Look up, you think we slept in some good old house. We slept in barns where they kept animals at. We didn't get a chance to wash up every day. We had all kind of pestilence and bugs and things crawling on you. Lice and bugs and things, bacteria eating off of you.
Yeah.
You thought we were using somebody's plush bed, huh? Oh, okay. You better watch those old movies. They had flies around them and had bugs all over them and had mold and stuff on their back.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
And they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
You know what that is? That's prison. The head above you going to be brass, and the earth below going to be iron. He going to lock you up. Your son's going to be in jail. That's prison he's talking about. The Lord said he going to make you be in those places. Go ahead.
The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From the heavens shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Go ahead, verse 2.
The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
Skip on down to verse 27.
The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emeralds, with the scab, and with the itch thereof thou canst not heal.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and shall not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
Who's more oppressed than us? Nobody's. Keep on going down. If this don't fit us, who does this fit? Who else can lay claim on this? Who else had a wife and master had to lay with his wife before he could lay with her?
No.
Huh? Who else walked in the master's house and he told it's my turn, you go on back out there, I'll send out when I'm done. You're laughing, but this is what happened. And you couldn't do nothing about it. Who else children went into slavery and you got your foot cut off because you wanted to chase after your daughter? Go ahead and read, brother.
And shall not gather the grace thereof. Thou shalt
betroth a wife.
Betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grace thereof.
Go to verse 32.
Okay.
Verse 32.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Who saw the movie Roots? How long did he cry for Kizzy? When Kizzy got taken away. He cried day and night, did he not? And he had no power to save her.
Right.
Who saw the movie Django when his wife and his kids got stripped away from him? And he couldn't do nothing. He chased after that cart. He couldn't do nothing about it. They split us up to different cities. They sold you and didn't care of your parents. You could have been a newborn baby and they sold your parents and sent you somewhere else. Go ahead, brother.
And there shall be no might in thy hand. The fruit of thy land and all the labor shall a neighbor which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
That's good enough. I just want to read you some of the ugly things that the Lord said was going to happen to us, sisters and brothers. Let's skip on down to verse 41.
41. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
And they still, see, sisters and brothers, think about these curses. These curses come around in every generation. They still own us. For signing, we still can't enjoy our kids. Our kids are in jail. Locked up. You can't even go down to jail and even bond them out because they give your kids a bond so high that you had to sell 4 houses to pay the bond.
Right. You
got to sell your house, grandma's house, mama's house, auntie's house just to pay your son a bond for stealing the Twinkie out of Walgreens. Then they kids gun somebody down, they gun down the whole school and they be out the next day.
Yeah.
Walking the street. And they get slapped on the wrist. A bond. How you get a $300,000 I-bond? This man walking the street with a $4 million I-bond. And you get pulled over with a suspended license, you going to jail. You can't even call the police and think the police going to do you justice. That lady in Ohio called the police and they came and killed her. That young lady had her hands out the window when the police walked up to the car and they killed that pregnant lady. Talking about they thought she was trying to drive off because the car jerked a little bit, so they gunned her down. Who else this happens to? This is on the news every day. Do you watch? This is Deuteronomy 28 speaking every time you turn on the news. Speaking against, the Lord said he was going to call heaven and earth to bear witness against this. Every time you turn on the news, it bear witness on Deuteronomy 28. I told you I was going to do it to you. I told you I was going to do it to your kids. Keep going, brother.
All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Boy, you got the Hispanics that come in your neighborhood and they cutting your grass. And they came over here illegally.
Yeah.
And you got brought here and you can't even get a job. You got brought here and you can't even get a job. And the man that came over here swam 400 miles and he came and got a job the next day. The people from the Hamites come over here illegally and they driving your cabs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't even want to pick you up. And they look in the mirror and look just like you. And they won't even pick you up. They drive past you. Yeah. No, brother, no.
Yeah.
No, brother.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Man, brother, let's go. Skip on down to verse 46. He said you're going to be the head, you're going to be the tail and not the head. Skip on down to verse 46.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder and upon thy seed forever.
It's going to be on your children forever. So anytime you see these signs, you're going to know who Israel is. This can't identify nobody else. That's why those Esau who called themselves Jews, I said, you got to fit all the curses, not just one that you went into captivity through Hitler that you paid for.
Right.
You gave Hitler the money to buy the weapons to enslave you. You got to fit all of these. Your kids got to still be getting gunned down. They own all the banks. Braskenbergs and Johnnenbergs and Bergsbergs. Living to be 125 years old. Got 10 heart transplants. Got teeth from slaves. You don't seem like you fit none of these curses. Come on, don't. This is us, sisters and brothers. This is talking about us. This is us. Go ahead, verse 40. Verse 47, Ken.
Which one?
47. Because this is how we got into captivity. Verse 47. Deuteronomy 28 and 47.
47.
He be gone. He be gone on me.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
So this is what I'm going to do. Because you didn't want to serve me, this is what I'm going to do. Verse 47. 48, the next verse. This is what I'm going to do.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
You're going to serve your enemies in what?
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent these enemies?
The Lord.
And what should you serve them in?
In hunger.
You're going to serve them in hunger. You was out there working in the field and you couldn't even
Yeah.
eat corn.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And in thirst.
They didn't give you nothing to drink. You died in that field.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And in nakedness.
And you was naked.
Yes.
You gave birth to a baby. An hour later, you
That's
tied
right.
that baby around you with a sheet and you was back out there in that field.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't get no maternity leave.
Yeah.
Your baby knew more about cotton than you did.
That's right.
Because he's picking with you.
Yeah.
Tied up there around you. Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
And you wanted everything, but you could have nothing.
Yeah.
You wanted that house you built for master.
Yeah.
You couldn't even drive. You couldn't even ride in the front of the bus. We did all this, sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
We had to travel an underground railroad to escape. When everybody else was walking free. Let's move on. Daniel 9:11. Daniel 9:11, brother. Hope this made you sad. Because I'm sad. I know, man. I'm sad, brother. Because the Lord did this to us. And the Lord said, ain't nobody going to save you out of this except me. You're looking for the Malcolm X, the Martin Luther King, the W.E. Du Bois. Ain't none of them save you out of this. They furthered your affliction. The more we protested, the more we got killed. They turned garden hoses on us. Sick dogs on us. Deuteronomy 9:11. Go ahead.
Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even thy departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses.
So wasn't that a promise he wrote in Deuteronomy 28 chapter? That was an oath he made. He said, if you do, you should be on the top. If not, you're going to be on the bottom and all these things will happen to you. Israel transgressed. Now this curse is upon us. And that oath that the Lord commanded, he promised, it came to pass. Go ahead.
Yes, it did. The law of Moses, servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he has confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil.
Who brought this evil on us?
The Lord.
The Lord brought this
The
evil
Lord
on us.
brought it.
This is too perfect for any man to do, sisters and brothers.
Yes.
Finish that up.
For under the whole heaven,
Under the whole heaven. Look outside. Under the whole heaven. Go ahead.
has not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem.
Sisters and brothers, look outside. What we went through, can't nobody else lay claim on that.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
can lay claim on what we went through.
That's
Can't
right.
nobody fit this shoe.
That's right.
Like OJ said, if it don't fit, you must have quit.
Yeah.
And it don't fit nobody else but us. So we got to wear that glove.
That's right.
Daniel 9, and skip up to verse 3.
As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our
Yet
God.
we still ain't changed.
No.
We still ain't trying to fix our wrongs. Go ahead.
That we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Therefore has the Lord watched upon the evil and brought it upon us.
Go ahead.
For the Lord our God is righteous in all his works which he doeth. For we obeyed not his voice. And now, O Lord our God, thou hast brought thy people forth out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand, and has gotten thee renowned, as at this day we have sinned, we have done wickedly.
We have done wickedly, sisters
Yes,
and
we
brothers.
have.
Deuteronomy 29. Deuteronomy 29 and 26. So Israel did that, right? And we still ain't changed.
Yes, that's right.
And so the Lord is still bringing these curses on us. You think he's not bringing these curses on us? Go out there and wave a toy gun and see if you get gunned down. You ever notice when the other nations run up in schools and stuff and be out there talking about they're going to kill everybody in school, they talk them down. They send a squad in to talk them down. Boy, you go out there, you go in the gas station with a water gun in your hand that you just purchased from in the gas station, and they gonna gun you down. You just saw me buy this gas station. You just saw me buy this Nerf gun. 29, you go into people in stores in your neighborhood, the Korean them stores, and they follow you around the whole store. I was in the beauty supply store yesterday. A lady gonna walk past like she was stocking the shelf that was fully stocked. No, I ain't got nothing. Yeah. You done stocked that shelf 5 minutes ago. You know it's fully stocked. Don't be over there talking about looking to see if the shelf is stocked. You looking to see if I was putting something in my pocket. Right. 29 and 26. Go ahead, brother.
Well, they went and served other gods and worshiped them.
They did what? Israel went and served other gods and they worshiped them. Ain't that we say when God is in trouble? Yep. Go ahead.
And worship them, gods whom they knew not, and whom he had not given unto them. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. And the Lord rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land as it is this day.
Didn't I ask you how we got here? Let me show you how we got here. And then I told you, we started the story at the end. You know how they say, hey, and you wonder how we got here, how we got in this condition. Well, let me show you how we got here. And I'm showing you now how we got here. Numbers 33 and 51. Numbers 33 and 51. Numbers 33 and 51. See, when the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, sisters and brothers, and they passed over to Jordan, the Lord commanded them, don't go in the way of the other nations. Don't do the things they do. And let's see if Israel obeyed. Let's see if we served our God, that we whore after their gods. Numbers 33 and 51. Go ahead, brother. Number 33 and 51.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye are passed over Jordan in the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pitches.
I want you to destroy all their pitches.
Yeah.
All right. Got any better? Go ahead, keep reading.
And destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places. And ye shall possess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, and to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer you have give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth, according to the tribes of your fathers ye shall inherit. But if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain in them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell.
So he said, hey, if you don't drive them out, they're going to be a snare against you.
That's right.
And you're going to be fighting with them forever. You're going to be serving their gods.
That's right.
Do you understand sun worship got forced on us? That Roman Constantine? If you did not worship on Sunday, you got killed. Do you know we didn't want to worship on Sunday? We knew what the Sabbath day was, but sun worship got forced upon us. Because Roman Constantine was a devout sun worshiper. He worshiped the sun. Let's go to Deuteronomy 13 and 1. Deuteronomy 13 and 1. We moving now, y'all. We got to get out of here in the next 35 minutes maybe. Deuteronomy 13 and 1. Deuteronomy 13 and 1. And so, even to this day, sisters and brothers, we got all these false prophets that remain among Israel. We got more false prophets in our community than anybody else. And we pay money to these false prophets. We got these little houses that they go see these fortune tellers. I don't understand why they can't get better houses either. Why they always got to be them little frame houses? Come and tell a seer. You should see that your house is falling down. That lady called me trying to give me some psychic network stuff. She called me talking about, would you want me to tell you your future? Then she asked me something which I knew that she didn't know. She said, what's your name? I said, you a psychic. You should know my name. You ain't got no vision. Every time the Lord gave a prophet a vision, he told that prophet to go see this man and tell him what thus said the Lord.
Yeah.
That's right.
Even that prophet, they said, hey, you know, the Lord said, hey, don't go in that man's house and eat or drink.
Yeah.
The other prophet came and said, hey, the Lord said you can come in my house and eat and drink. Come on, eat and drink. And he did. Then that same prophet turned around and said, hey, because you didn't hearken to the voice of the Lord, he gonna kill you. You're gonna sleep with your ancestors. See, the Lord, we always had the most knowledgeable prophets. But see, 13:1, go ahead.
If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go afterwards after other gods.
And somebody said, hey, the God of Israel, he ain't real. Let us go serve Baal. I got a vision from Baal. What did he say? Do
Which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God proveth you to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. You shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. And the prophet or the dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in. So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee.
Go ahead, keep reading.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife
Then the Lord said, if you
of
love
thy
anybody
boy,
more than me, you're not worthy of me. He said, if your mother, your brother, your sister, your father come to you and tell you this, go ahead.
which is thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people.
So he said, you're supposed to stone him, kill him, and kill all the people that followed him. This is what we supposed to have did, sisters and brothers. But what we did, we hearkened to them people. We followed they after they God. Skip on down to verse 13.
Certain men, the children of Baal, are gone out from among you, and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their cities, saying, let us go and serve other gods which ye have not known. Then shalt thou inquire and make search, and ask diligently, and behold, if it be true, and the thing certain, that such abomination is wrought among you, thou shalt surely smite the inhabitants of the city with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, and all that is therein, and the cattle thereof with the edge of the sword. So
you're supposed to cast down the altars, burn down the altars, burn up the pictures, everything that's around them, everything that pertains to them, you're supposed to burn up, and you're not supposed to follow after these things. Sisters and brothers, Jeremiah 10:1. Jeremiah 10:1. Jeremiah 10 and 1. Because the Lord told you don't follow after, don't seek after these things that the heathens, your neighbors do. We're supposed to destroy all their idols.
Yes, yes.
Burn them up.
Burn them up.
He said, don't make no league with the inhabitants of the land when you go into these lands. But we did opposite, did we not? And this is what caused Israel to fall. That's why we're not a nation. Jeremiah 10 and 1. Go ahead.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of the heaven.
See, they dismayed. They do this. Let's see what they do.
For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the works of the hand of the workman with the axe.
Boy, this look like they cut this tree out of the forest. What are they going to do to this tree? Go ahead.
They decked it with silver and with gold.
Boy, they decked this tree with silver and gold. What tree does it look like to you? This look like the Christmas tree. Go ahead.
They fastened it with nails and with hammers.
Boy, they put that X on the floor and they fastened it down to the floor. Go ahead.
That it move not.
Boy, they don't even move. Go ahead.
They are upright as the palm tree.
Go ahead.
But speak not.
They don't speak. Go ahead.
They must needs be born.
They got to be carried in. You brought that tree in your house and you set it up in the living room.
Yeah.
I never would say it. They put the tree, they put their God in the living room.
Yeah.
The room that you say is supposed to give life. Where family hangs out, the living room, and it brought death.
Yeah.
You put so many lights on, your God burnt the house down and killed all your family. Seriously.
Yeah.
Your God did this. The way you set up and you put lights on a dry tree.
Right.
Go ahead.
Because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
So he said, don't be like these people. Go to Jeremiah 7:17. Don't be like those other nations that do these things, sisters and brothers. But that's what happened. We got them on the Egyptians and things, and we started celebrating Christmas. Started celebrating Easter. All these pagan gods. The strangers that was among us. 7 and 17. 7 and 17. But the Lord said, don't do these things. Go ahead, 7 and 17.
Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven.
You know what this is? The Queen of Heaven? That's Ashtar. That's the God of Easter. You see what Israel do? They be making them hot cross buns. Doing Lent and doing Easter.
Yeah.
Oh, we do it. We do it in our church more than anybody. Come and get your hot cross buns. Go ahead.
The Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger, said the Lord? Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces?
That's right. He said, go ahead.
Therefore, thus said the Lord God, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched.
On their children. Then he said he's going to hit them with blasting and mildew and itch and all that. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifice and eat flesh. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your God, and you shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walk in the counsels and in the imaginations of their evil heart, and went backwards and not forward.
He said they went backwards and not forward. And he said he sent prophets. He sent prophets and prophets to send you this, give you this word. Go ahead.
Since the day of your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt until this day, I even sent unto you all all my servants, the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them, yet they hearken not unto me.
So the Lord said he brought wrath on these people. They didn't hearken to him.
No.
Skip on down to verse 30. Skip on down to verse 30.
For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, saith the Lord. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to pollute it. And they have built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnon, to burn their sons and their daughters in fire, which I commanded
They
them
burned their
not.
own sons and daughters in fire. You know what this started? This started Halloween. You caused your kids to pass before the fire, dressing them up before these gods. Causing them to pass before fire. Then you start sacrificing your own kids.
Yeah.
Dressing them up like little devils. Then angels. Witches. How you gonna dress your child up like a witch and send your child in the neighborhood? What does that represent? Evil stuff. Go ahead.
To burn their sons and daughters in fire, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart.
That's what the Lord said. It even come in my heart. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. We skipping all that, kid. We done that, brother. We done. We gotta move on. We gotta move on, kid. We gotta get out of here. We finished that up. He said it even come in his heart to do it, but we did it, right? We can't read everything, sister, but we be here all day. I got so much I want to show you. The evil that Israel did. Because you think that's something. Israel did even worse than that. It's going to get even uglier, sisters and brothers. 1 Corinthians 10 to 20. 1 Corinthians 10 to 20. It's going to get even uglier. 1 Corinthians 10 to 20. See, he told us don't go around them other nations. Because them other nations ain't sacrificing to me. 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 20.
Okay.
10 to 20. What did he say?
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God.
See, sisters and brothers, he said don't have fellowship with them. Go ahead. Now the Gentiles, ones we call European, they not devils.
Yeah.
But these, when you go into their churches, they got all these different idols in their church.
Yeah.
They pass around this golden cup.
Yeah.
And the book tells you in Revelation about this golden cup. And they pass the same golden cup in every mass that you drink out of. He said they pass this. They drink out of the cup. This woman had a golden cup in her hand.
Yeah.
Wrought with all kind of abominations. And this same golden cup they take mass out of.
Yeah.
Every Sunday. He said they sacrifice unto the devil. But you want to be like them. He said don't learn the ways of other nations.
Right.
Go ahead. We finish that
And
up.
I would not that you should have fellowship with devils.
He didn't say they bad people. He said don't have fellowship with the doctrine that they teaching you, that the things that they doing, that the sacrifices they making. They in there crying, weeping to Mary, praying to Mary. Mary dead. She can't hear your prayers. How you pray to Mary more than you pray to Jesus? Hail Mary, full of grace. What grace did she got? She didn't shed her blood for you. Grace is the blood. Mary didn't shed no blood. Everybody had a mama. Jesus happened to have a mother too. They happened to be a virgin. It was nothing great that she did. But have Jesus. It's the greatest thing she did. But the thing about it was, sisters and brothers, when Mary came looking for Jesus, he said, your mother's outside looking for you. He said, those who do the will of my Father, that's my mother and brother.
Yes, sir.
She was a virgin that conceived a child that came through David. That's the greatness of it, sisters and brothers. Not taking anything from her, but you shouldn't be worshiping her. You shouldn't be worshiping her. He didn't even call her mother. He called her woman. You never saw Jesus call her mother ever in the book. He called her woman. Oh, every time he spoke to her, he said woman. Because he didn't start with Mary. He came through Mary, sisters and brothers. An angel brought that seed and put that seed in Mary. He could have used anybody, but he chose Mary because prophecy had to be fulfilled. She had to come through David. He had to come through David. She was a descendant of David.
Yep.
She was a virgin. She had never conceived a child.
That's
she
right.
never had to lay with a man.
Yeah.
Now they talking about Joseph is Jesus' real father. See, this is the doctrine of Gentiles. We should know these things. Mary was great for the purpose that she served, not that she should be worshipped. At all. Even an angel, when John fell down before the angel, and John tried to worship the angel said, "Get up." He said, "I have two of it, fellow brethren. Don't fall down and worship me. I don't want no trouble." 2 Chronicles 33:1. 2 Chronicles 33:1. 2 Chronicles 33:1. Let's see what Israel did, what other wickedness they did. 2 Chronicles 33:1. 2 Chronicles 33:1. Go ahead.
Manasseh was 12 years old.
So
when he
Manasseh was
began
king
to
of
reign.
Israel. He was 12 years old. He reigned for 12. Go ahead, brother. Let's read that in. Start over again.
And he reigned 50 years in Jerusalem. But did that which was evil in the sight of God, like unto the abominations of the heathen.
See, Israel always had wicked kings. Rehoboam, Jeroboam, Manasseh. It was always the priests and the kings that got Israel in trouble.
Yep.
So we never had a real chance. If your leaders are wicked, what's going to happen to you? They say, without wise counsel, the people shall fall.
Yeah.
There's safety in the multitude of counsel. But what if the counsel is wicked? Keep reading. Let's see what Manasseh did.
The heathen whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel. For he built again the high places which Hezekiah, his father, had broken down.
Now Hezekiah had broke down all these pagan places, all these high places that men was worshiping, and he went back and rebuilt them. Go ahead.
And he reared up the altars of Balaam.
Go ahead.
And made grooves and worshiped all the host of heaven and served them. Also, he built altars in the house of the Lord, whereof the Lord had said, in Jerusalem shall my name be forever. And he built altars for all the host of heaven in the two courts in the house of the Lord.
And what did he do?
And he caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley of the son of Hinnom. Also he observed times, used enchantments and used witchcraft, and dealt with a familiar spirit and with wizards.
And y'all wouldn't let y'all kids watch Harry Potter. You understand what the Lord told us to cast all these people out the land? You letting your kids sit down and they instilling all this stuff into his brain, your kids' brains, programming your kids. Now your kid thinking they got some black powers. Sister called me from a class. She left the Israel of God. Now she's telling me that she doing tarot cards and stuff. And she's calling herself a goddess. Reading sacred women books. Now she's talking about telling me that she was speaking with the ancestors yesterday. I said, girl, you sound stupid. She said, ooh, you making the ancestors mad. I said, well, tell them to call me up. But this is, sisters and brothers, you laughing, but this is what our kids are doing. A lot about when you get on the teachers meetings, we talk about this every first Sabbath. We got women leaving classes down south going to witchcraft. Leaving the class, the true and living God, and they going to do witchcraft. Follow out the familiar spirits. Go ahead, brother. This is what Israel did. Go ahead.
And he dealt with familiar spirits and with the wizards. He wrought much evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. And he set a carved image, the idol which he had made in the house of God, of which God had said to David and to Solomon his son, in this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen before all the tribes of Israel, will I put my name forever. Neither will I any more remove the foot of Israel from out of the land which I have appointed for your fathers, so that they will take heed to all that I have commanded them according to the whole law and the statutes and the ordinances by the hand of Moses. So Manasseh made Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem to err and to do worse than the heathen whom the Lord had destroyed before the children of Israel.
So the Lord took him into captivity. Skip on down to verse 11.
Wherefore the Lord brought upon them the captains of the host of the king of Assyria, which took Manasseh among the thorns, and bound him with fetters, and carried him into Babylon.
So he carried Israel into Babylon.
Yep.
Let's go to Ezekiel 8 chapter verse 15. Let's see if that was it that Israel did that was even worse. We got about 3 more after this and we out of here, sister brother. I'm going to cut some things. We got about 3 more, we're going to get out of here. Ezekiel 8 and 5. Let's see if that's all that Israel did. Let's see if we start worshiping the sun. Ezekiel 8 and 5. Go ahead, brother.
Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up my eyes the way toward the north, and behold, northward at the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entrance.
Now this is in the temple of the Lord. They doing these things. Go ahead.
He said furthermore unto me, Son of man, see thou what they do, even the great abomination that the house of Israel committed here, that I have go far off from my sanctuary, but turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination. And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked, and behold, a hole in the wall. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I digged in the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked abomination that they do here. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping thing and abominable beast, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall around about.
Boy, it sound like the churches we in these days, right? You walk into all these idols and images on the wall.
Yeah.
You got glass stone windows with all kind of foolishness on them. Skip on down to verse 12. He said it's going to be even worse than this, Israel. He told Ezekiel it's going to be even worse than this. Go ahead, brother.
Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancient of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in the chambers of his imaginary? For they say, the Lord seeth us not. The Lord hath forsaken the earth.
And they still say this. Our young men think that God ain't coming back.
Yeah.
God ain't coming back here. I can do it if I want to. God ain't coming back. God ain't real. They doing all this kind of abomination, sisters and brothers. Keep reading, brother. But let's see what this great abomination they really was doing. Go ahead, brother.
He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there were women weeping for Tammuz.
You know who Tammuz was? That was Nimrod's son. That really wasn't Nimrod's son. Because Nimrod was dead when Semiramis got pregnant with him, and she so-called said that was his son and put it off on him, and she said that the son overshadowed her after Nimrod had been dead for years and impregnated her with Tammuz. Therefore, she said Tammuz was reincarnated Nimrod, which was the father and the son, and she was the Holy Spirit. That's where you got the Trinity from. Look up ancient Babylon. Nimrod was the father that became the son because the son overshadowed her and impregnated her with her dead husband Nimrod. He became the son, and she was the Holy Spirit, and she sat on the throne too, and she reigned with her son Tammuz. Look up where the Trinity came from, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. It came through Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz.
Yeah.
And they were weeping for Tammuz, which is that same statue of baby Jesus and Mary.
Yeah.
And they do that in every Catholic church. The Lord called the end from the beginning, sisters
Yes,
and
he
brothers.
did.
Keep reading. Let's show you a greater abomination. Go ahead.
Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn ye yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the house of the Lord, and behold, the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men,
25 men. What was they doing?
with their backs toward the temple of
They had
God.
their backs toward God, because God dwelt in the temple, so they had their backs toward God, and what was they doing? What was they doing?
And their faces toward the east. And they worship the sun toward the east.
Hence, sun worship was born. So sunrise service was born. Why you think down south you used to go outside when the sun began to rise and you would face the sun and you would sing hymns to the sun? You were sun worshiping. You were not worshiping the Son of God. You was actually worshiping the sun. Go ahead, brother, read. We finished that up?
Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abomination which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and the house
have turned to provoke me.
House with violence, and returned to provoke me to anger, and lo, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore will I also deal in fury. My eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And though they cry in my ears with a loud cry, yet will I not hear them.
You think that get worse than that, sister and brothers? Let me show you how sick Israel is. 2 Kings 6 and 28. 2 Kings 6 and 28. This is when Israel was down in Syria, Samaria, in captivity. There was a famine in the land. Food was taken away. Shortage of food. Let's see what Israel said we're going to do. 2 Kings 6 and 28. You might get a little sick here.
2 Kings what?
6 and 28.
Say that again.
6 and 28, brother. 6 and 28. With 2 Kings 6 and 28.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm throwing this in. I want to show you how sick Israel is. 6 and 28.
All right.
This is when Elisha was king. This was the king, and Elisha was speaking to the king. I'm sorry about that.
And the king,
This was the prophet. Go ahead.
and the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow.
She said, hey, let's eat your son today, and tomorrow we're going to eat my son. It's pretty sick, right? And see, let's see what happened. What she told Elisha. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep reading.
Okay. So we boiled my son and did eat him.
We boiled my son. We ate him. Go ahead.
And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son that we may eat him. And she hid her son. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh.
That's how wicked we are as a people. She said, we cooked my son and we ate him. And then she promised that we was going to eat her son the next day, but she wouldn't let us eat her son. So they asked the king to weigh in on this matter. He had to rip his garment like, this is sick. Y'all eating y'all children. Israel did this. Sisters and brothers, Israel did this. They ate their own children.
Yeah.
Woo! That's grotesque. But that's how low we stooped. Because the Lord brought a famine, because he sent us in captivity and there was no food. We could have prayed to him and he could have gave us food, but we decided to eat our own children. He ain't got mad because you don't want me to eat your child the next day. 2 Kings 17 and 7. 2 Kings 17 and 7. 2 Kings 17 and 7. We skipping on down. 2 Kings 17 and 7. See, these are the things that got Israel in trouble, sisters and brothers. So we have already read that we did witchcraft. We did idolatry. We sacrificed unto other gods. We ate our children. We called our children to get passed through the fire doing Halloween and all kind of pagan rituals. We worshiped the sun. We worship under every green tree. It ain't some kind of mystery that the evergreen tree is what we celebrate Christmas. He said you worship under every green tree. We did all these things. That's why we no longer a nation. 2 Kings 17 and 7. Let's see what Israel did. It gave you a word. 17 and 7. 2 Kings 17 and 7, brother. Go ahead.
For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathens whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God, and they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchmen to the fenced cities. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all their high places, and as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. For they served idols, whereof the Lord has said unto them, you shall not do this thing. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments.
Did he say he sent you prophets rising up early?
Yeah.
Commanding you to change.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
Through
did.
every generation, the Lord sent prophets. Warning Israel, warning Israel. He sent Ezekiel, he sent Jeremiah, he sent Isaiah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He sent all of these prophets. Go ahead.
And I command that your fathers, which I sent you by thy servant the prophet, notwithstanding they would not hear, but hardened their necks, like the neck of their fathers that did not believe in the Lord their God. And they rejected his statutes and his covenants that he had made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them that they should not do like them. And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worship all the host of heaven, and serve Baal.
Go ahead. So this is going to sum up everything they did. Go ahead.
And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire, and use divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel, and removed them out of his sight.
He did what?
Removed them out of his sight.
He removed them out of his sight. Go ahead.
That there was none left but the tribe of Judah only.
That's right.
Also,
Then he took Judah away too.
Yes.
Took the 9 tribes, then he came back and got Judah. Sister, brother, I'm serious. Rehoboam got the 9 tribes split.
Yep.
Then came back and got Judah. Go ahead.
Also, Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their God.
So Judah didn't even keep the commandments.
No.
Go ahead.
But walked in the statutes of Israel which they made. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of spoilers, until he had cast them out of his sight. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, king, and Jeroboam drove Israel from following the Lord, and made them sin a great sin. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, and he which he did, they departed not from them.
So he carried away into Syria. Skip on down to verse 27.
Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests whom you brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the God of the land. When one of the priests whom they carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Howbeit every nation made gods of their own, and put them in the houses of the high places, which the Samaritans and made the Samaritans had every nation in their cities therein dwell. And the men of Babylon.
So skip on down to verse 33, brother.
They feared the Lord and served their own gods, and the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence.
So they served the gods of the manners of the nations that carried them away. Go ahead.
Until this day, they do after the former manner.
Even unto this day, sister, brother, they still serve them pagan gods. Go ahead.
They fear not the Lord.
Woo! Didn't we talk about this whole lesson was about fearing the Lord? Fearing the Lord was the beginning of wisdom. It's because they didn't fear the Lord. They went a-whoring after these gods. Go ahead.
Neither do they after their statutes, or after their ordinance, or after the law and commandments which the Lord commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel, with whom the Lord had made a covenant, and charged them, saying, Ye shall not fear other gods, nor bow thyself to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice to them. But the Lord which brought you up out of the land of Egypt, with great power and a stretched out arm, him shall ye fear, and him shall ye worship, and to him shall you do sacrifice.
But they didn't. Skip on down to verse 40.
Which one?
Skip on down to verse 40. 40. Skip down to 40.
Okay. Howbeit they did not hearken, but they did after their former manner. So these nations feared the Lord and served their graven images, both their children and their children's children, as did their fathers, so do they until this day.
Deuteronomy 28 and 58. One last place and we out of here. Deuteronomy 28 and 58. Deuteronomy 28 and 58. I hope y'all getting something out of this, sisters and brothers. This is the reason we went into captivity. This is the reason Israel fell as a nation. It had all to do with worshiping idols, not keeping the Sabbath day, not keeping the Lord's commandments, laws, statutes, He said you wouldn't even let the land have her Sabbaths. So the land spewed you out. Because the Lord even commanded the land to have a Sabbath. 7 years. 6 years opposed to rest on the 7th year. But they wouldn't even let the land have a Sabbath. And they kept on tilling the ground, and the land supposed to rest for a whole year. Yes. Before you till the ground again. And they wouldn't even let the land have her Sabbath. So the land kicked you out. It's sad, sisters and brothers, but we did. We did all these things. Deuteronomy 28 and 58. So we started off here. This is how we got to where we are now. Deuteronomy 28 and 58. Go ahead.
If thou wilt not observe and do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and thy plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of the long continence and sore sickness of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases.
So all those diseases that he played Egypt with, he gonna bring them on you. Go ahead. See, the Lord he sent his angel. He told you not to provoke his angel. He said his angel could either be your friend or he could be your enemy. He said in their affliction, he was afflicted. the angel of his presence, he saved them and delivered them out of their trouble. But they vexed his Holy Spirit, and he became an enemy. He fought against them. I tell you, the Lord can fight with you, or he can fight against you.
Yes, he will.
You don't want to be fighting against the Lord, sister.
Yes, he will.
You're not going to win that battle. You play with the Lord, and he starts fighting against you, become your enemy. Woo! You see what happened to us right now. The Lord said he abhorred our gods. He said he's rejoicing over you to do evil to your children.
Right.
And he became my enemy, sisters and brothers.
Yes.
And you see what happened when the Lord is your enemy.
Yes.
We fighting a spiritual battle. A battle we can't win. We getting killed daily, but we still ain't turning to the Lord. Go ahead, Brother Ken.
Which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee.
So he said you was going to bring these diseases on you, these sicknesses. Go down to verse 63. Let's see if the Lord is enjoying this. 63.
And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you. Woo. And to bring you to naught.
Rejoice over you to destroy you. That's no way to live. When God is happy to destroy you.
Yeah.
Because you won't hearken to his commandment. That is no way. How could our children win that battle?
Yeah.
When God is rejoicing to just let our kids fall into the hand of the captors.
Yeah.
Getting gunned down.
That's right.
But he told you, it really broke his heart, though, sisters and brothers. Yeah. He's saying he rejoiced over you. When you read the Song of Solomon, it really broke his heart. When you read Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, when he talked about your mother, it really broke it. He said, all I asked for your mother to do was repent and return. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Keep reading, brother. Keep reading.
And you shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among the people.
So this is how we got where we are right now, because the Lord scattered you among the nations.
Yes.
Go ahead.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou.
Wow. So this is the reason we serving these other gods, because the Lord scattered us. He said, there you going to go and you're going to serve them other gods. The ones you love so much.
Yeah.
We love them other gods.
Yes.
He said your mother got so wicked.
Yes.
I sit among all these lovers that she loved so much.
Yeah.
And they beat her down so bad. She said, I'm going to go back to my first husband. He said it was better with my first husband. See, Israel, when we go back to the Lord, sister and mother, we're going to be so beat down. We're going to rejoice when the Lord bring us back.
Yes.
We're going to be so beat down by these lovers. He said these lovers that you trusted so much, they overtook you.
Yeah.
All these different nations we was trying to hang out with and serve.
That's right.
They overtook us.
That's right.
And they killed us and they abused us. You think the Gentiles, the ones you call Europeans and the whites did you bad. You should see what the Hamites did to you. When you was over in Egypt, they had you building brick with no straw.
Yeah.
He said they pressed them day and night.
Yeah.
How many people you think died in Egypt?
That's right.
You think the ones that had you here did you damage? Boy, you should have saw what the ones that looked just like you did. Mm-hmm. Same skin color as you. They did you even worse. You should be glad you made it over here and went through the captivity of the Gentiles, because when you was over there in Egypt, boy, you was really getting beat up. Ancient Babylon.
Yes.
Finish that up, brother.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And
he said you're going to serve these guys, but he said you ain't going to find no ease. Skip on down to verse 66, because this talks about our children. Our children can't even walk the street. They don't even know they're going to make it home. This talks about our children. Verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night. Sisters and brothers, who is most likely to get gunned down? Us. Who don't even know we're going to make it tomorrow to work and back home, driving through our dangerous community when your kids are walking the street? I'm not scared of the Gentiles. I'm more scared of my own kids that look like me than anybody else. When I drive through the Gentile, the white neighborhood, I don't be locking my doors. I be kind of feeling safe. Till I see Pookie on the corner. Then I see Pookie on the corner, I got to lock the doors. Then I got to hit the door 4 or 5 times. You go in your house and you be locking your car over till you get to your bed. You done hit the
That's
button
right.
so many times because you done drain the battery. Because you scared that you're going to wake up tomorrow to go to work and your car going to be gone by the Kia boys.
Yeah.
That look just like you. That's playing video games in your living room.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
And thou shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning, thou shalt say, would God it were evening.
Boy, you go out in this daytime, you want to go to the parades and the picnics and stuff, and you see all the gunning and killing, you be like, whoa, I can't wait till it get dark. Then when it get dark, what you gonna say?
And at evening, thou shalt say, would God it were morning for the
Boy, you laying in your bed at 2 o'clock in the morning trying to get you some sleep because you got to go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
You be like, man, we at Alcatraz. Where we at?
Right. Yeah.
We think kid think he's still over in Vietnam. Him and Brother Harold thinking they still in the war because there's all this shooting in the neighborhood. And you say, man, I can't wait till the daytime comes because they gonna kill everybody in the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
So any time of the day we scared.
Yeah.
Because we can't walk the streets in the daytime because you'll get pickpocketed and robbed and mugged.
Yeah.
Then you go home and going to get some sleep at nighttime and there's Alcatraz going on in the neighborhood.
That's right.
Your son is snuck and stole your keys to the car and did a drive-by in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
They came back home and sleeping in your bed next door. Then the police, you wake up and the police banging at your door.
Yeah.
This is all the things that we played with, sisters and brothers.
right.
Go ahead, Brother Ken. Let's get out of here. We got
For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way.
how did we get here? Huh?
Ships? Oh, ships.
No, some of y'all took the carnival, cruise lines. Huh? Y'all had music playing and y'all were dancing. Y'all had a swimming pool on there, had rides on there. You took the carnival.
Yeah.
You stayed in the lower quarters. No, you did not. If you came on the ship, but you were rowing.
Yeah.
And when you stopped rowing, they killed you. Or you either died from a heart attack.
Yeah.
Then the person that was bunked above you was peeing on you if you was on the lower bunk. Because they piled you in there.
Yeah.
Planked you in there. You didn't come over here on no Emirates Airline. Like the Hamites come over here and they better themselves.
Yeah.
The Europeans, the Germans, the Czechoslovakians, the French come over here and better themselves. You
Yeah.
came over here to be a servant. That's what the Lord said. Is my wife a homeborn? Is she a homeborn slave?
Yeah.
Huh? Did I bring her forth to serve? Or did I bring her forth to be served? But she'd rather serve. So she's a homeborn slave. Everywhere we go, we are a slave to them.
Yeah.
We built the highways. We created, we did the patent to the light bulb. We got no credit for it.
That's right.
We created the first car, but Henry Ford got credit for it.
Yeah.
We paved the streets. We built the highway. We built the pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
That's why the writing on the pyramids is Hebrew writing. And they give credits to the Egyptians.
That's right.
Israel built the pyramids with no straw. What do you thought they was building?
So did.
In Egypt, when they built the city Egypt.
That's right. No strong.
Pyramids and all that, sisters and brothers. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30:1, because the Lord said, if you repent, I'll overturn your captivity.
Please, Lord. Please.
I'll overturn your captivity. If you repent, I'll overturn all of this if you hearken to my commandments.
Yeah.
See, somebody think they on vacation. They even go to church to be a vacation Bible school and don't learn nothing.
Right.
But if you had to go to church and pay college tuition, boy, you'd be getting cheated. How could you go to church and be so dumb to think that you can get 3 days and 3 nights from Friday evening to Sunday morning? And the Lord said he's going to be in the grave 3 days and 3 nights, and he told you, and you say he went in the grave Friday and rose Sunday, and you got heart surgeons in there that believe that.
Right.
Man, you went to school for math. You were supposed to make that incision 1 centimeter deep. Oh, you can't even count 3 days and 3 nights. I don't know if I want you to do my surgery. You got teachers That's teaching your kids that can't count 3 days and 3 nights. See, that's what I tell you. You can go to church and become even dumber. But if you hang around here long enough, sister, bro, we can show you how you can get those 3 days and 3 nights.
Yeah.
We can show you exactly when Jesus came out the grave.
Yeah.
We can show you exactly what that pointed to in the future. We can show you exactly that he was the first fruits of them that slept.
Yeah.
And nobody's in heaven.
Yeah.
Before Jesus. We can show you all that.
Yeah. That's right.
Deuteronomy 30:1, brother. I'm getting too hyped up. I got to calm down a little bit. Fix my tie. I'm getting like Mama said, I'm getting a little bit besides myself. 30:1.
And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse which I set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God has driven thee.
If you bring these to mind and you repent, go ahead. The Lord say, I'll return them. I'll return you. Go ahead.
And shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that when the Lord thy God will turn to captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God has scattered thee, if any of thine be driven out unto the outermost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy God with
See, that's
all
what
thy
Deuteronomy
heart.
28 chapter, he said, because you wouldn't serve the Lord with gladness and with a whole heart. Therefore, he did these things to you. But if you said, you come back and you clean yourself up, and you cut away all that flesh in your heart, I'm going to use you. What you're supposed to be was my priest. Sisters and brothers, we so dumb as a people that the people are going to force us to go back because they want a blessing. Because we don't even know who we are. The Gentiles going to say, they're going to grab a hold of you and take you back. And you're going to be kicking to go back. And they're going to return you and they're going to ask the Lord for a blessing because they brought his child back home. We too busy out here trying to play the Xbox and Grand Theft Auto 6 and 7. Teaching our kids how to carjack on a video game. I don't understand. Finish reading, brother. We can get out of here.
To love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and upon them that hate thee, which persecute thee.
The Lord said he's going to come back and he's going to visit all those people that did these things to you. He's going to repay them. He said, I was just a little upset with them. I was just a little displeased with them. But you furthered the affliction. See, the Lord never intended on you to be hung from trees and castrated and feet being cut off. He just wanted you to suffer a little bit, whipped a little bit, beat up a little bit. He never wanted you to get castrated and hung from trees. He said, curses any man that's hanging from a tree.
Yeah.
See, he said, I was just a little upset, but you went a little too far with it.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it a little too much.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to come back and repay you now.
All right.
See, that's how the Lord is. The Lord is an equal opportunity repayer.
Yeah.
He said he's going to come back and he's going to deal with them. Because he was just a little upset with you now. See, he said, whosoever touch you, touch the apple of the Father's eye. You the apple of the Father's eye. He never wanted you to be abused like this. He loves you. You his firstborn.
That's right.
Here we go.
See, if my kid does something wrong, I don't mind you throwing him in jail and maybe keep him a little while. I don't want you beating him in jail and hanging him in the prison. I want you to rough him up a little bit, but then let me come get my son and let me chastise him. But they went a little far. They started killing us and all that. The Lord never wanted that to happen to us, sisters and brothers. But they got a little carried away, so you can repay them. Let's go last place, Brother Ken, 2 Chronicles 7:14. See, the Lord said, if you do all these things, see, sisters and brothers, the biggest mystery of it all is, all the Lord ever wanted these people to do is come home and say they're sorry. He said, I pleaded with your wife, your mother to come home. But she never came home. Treacherous sister Judah departed also. All he wanted us to come home and say, Lord, we messed up. We sorry. Take us back. And he would have took us back. But now we went a little too far. So now you got to wait till the recovery of Israel, till he come back and recover you and restore you. See, when he had all the prophets and all that, we could have went back to the Lord. Now we got to wait for the Lord to come back. Because he said, ain't no man going to save you out of this one but me. I'm going to come back and gather you from where you've been scattered.
Yes.
And I'm going to return your captivity.
That's right.
If we have repented in the days of Moses and all of them, we still be in our land.
That's right.
Yeah, we messed up, but we had to say, Lord, we sorry. We won't do this no more. And did it. He said, I plead with your mother to repent, and faintly did she repent. Faintly did she change. You know what faintly means? You kept promising, but no action at all.
Yeah.
Lord, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. He said if they only had a heart to serve, if they only had a heart to serve me, they got all this zeal, but not according to knowledge.
Yeah.
You go into church and, oh, I love the Lord, he heard my cry. We have a pig feet for dinner.
Oh, man.
We're going to break the dietary law. We having a Christmas potluck. We doing Easter cakes.
Yeah.
Easter pageant. You're going to dress your little daughter up in a wedding dress that's yellow. See, Israel loved the Lord so much, but they ain't going to do nothing the Lord, because he ain't going to do nothing the Lord got to command. They just ain't going to do it.
Right.
That's why we could evangelize. We could go out there right now and give out 200 pamphlets and one person going to walk in. But that's the one person who the Lord knocked on that door. They opened that door up. And he came in to sup. He said, I stand at that door and I knock. And you got to open that door up and I come in to sup with you.
That's right. That's right.
But if you don't open that door up, I ain't coming in.
That's right.
He said, today if you hear these words, in the day of supplication, harden not your heart.
Yeah.
But Israel have a hardened heart. Still, you know why they go to church on Sunday? And this is the biggest secret, but I'm going to break it to you. I didn't want to have to break it to you like this. They go to church on Sunday because the Sunday God don't require nothing.
That's right, brother.
That's right. That's right.
He don't require you to do nothing at all to get salvation, because you ain't going to get saved, because he not going to keep his promise, because he ain't got no promise to give you.
That's right.
That you can go into church and you can be anything, anyone. You can go in, a boy, and have a dress on.
Yeah.
And God loves everybody. He even loves the sinner. Come as you are. You come in here with a dress, boy, let me tell you. We're going to give you some pants before we throw you out. Well, we're going to try to recover you, because that's our job. But if you want to continue to wear that dress, you're going to wear that dress looking through the window. Sir, I was at the airport today, sisters and brothers. I was at the airport today at the counter. They had 2 transgender men helping me at the counter of the airport rental car. And the guy before me said, ma'am. I said, sir. I said, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And he looked up. I don't care if you're wearing a dress or not, sir. I'm not going to offend the Lord and call you something you ain't, sir. 7 and 13. 7 and 13. 12. Let's pick it up at 12, because the Lord promised this. He said, if you do all these things to you, and you fall on your face and you seek him, then he'll hear you. 2 Chronicles 7 and 13. Go ahead, brother. 2 and 13. 2 Chronicles 2 and 13, Brother Ken. Go ahead.
If I shut up heaven, that there be no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the island, or if I send pestilence among my people, if my people, which are called by my name.
Who's called by the Lord's name? Who did he name? Who did he name Jacob after? He said, if my people, which are called by my name, to do what?
Israel.
That's right. If they should do what, Brother Ken?
That they should humble themselves.
See, that's the problem. We're a little too proud. Mama said, you ain't got a pot to pee in or a window to pour it out of, but you proud.
Yeah.
You proud with your $150 shoes on, sleeping on the bus stop at nighttime.
Yeah.
Man came up to me with a sign. This dude had a sign.
Yeah.
I'm serious with you. This dude walked up to my car, sisters and brothers, with a sign. But he was on Facebook like this. Behind the phone, a sign for food. My man got a $700 iPhone. But we too proud. I'm not saying he wasn't in a bad condition, sister, but at least look like you're going through something. Don't be scrolling on Facebook, asking me for money. But that's how proud we are as a people.
Yes.
We got everything that ever come out, but we don't got God. We got every Jordan that Michael Jordan ever released,
That's right.
but we ain't got a job. And you wonder why our women be so upset with us. My man sitting on the couch, she worried about how she gonna feed her kids, and you got $300 shoes on that just got released that you ordered pre-ordered. And you wonder why your woman's so mad at you. Because you sit on the couch now, she busting her butt going to work every day, and you sit on the couch playing video games. He said they just humble themselves and seek my face. What would he do, Brother Ken? Read.
And pray and seek my face.
Yes. Go ahead.
And turn from their wicked ways.
Turn from their wicked ways and what?
Then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins.
I will forgive their sins and do what?
And heal their land.
And I heal their land, sisters. Mother, I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brother Will.
I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I did cut some scriptures. You know, y'all have been here about 30 more minutes.